friends, and welcome to yet another video where I compile a ton of lost Pokemon stuff I found scattered throughout the internet. Stuff that's mainly pretty weird and obscure and has limited information available surrounding it. Mainly with this series, I'm going for lost Pokemon media that people aren't really familiar with or don't really know about. Stuff that's, not talked about to death, like the Space World demos and stuff like that. I also have an update or a clarification kind of thing regarding a piece I talked about in the previous video, so if you're interested in that, check it out at the end. That's really it for the intro though, let's get started. It's no secret that early Pokemon cards sell for a ridiculous amount of money. It's also no secret that early prototypes of these cards sell for even more obscene amounts of money. This Blastoise card is a good example of that. What we're going to talk about right now, however, steps into rumor territory, though there is a lot of lore surrounding it. Many have claimed to have seen this card in person, though there is also information that discredits the card's existence as a whole. So, Prerelease Raichu, aka Prechu or PR Raichu, is a rumor that had been making the rounds through fans since the 1990s and the conception of the Pokemon TCG in the West. What is basically thought to have happened is that a sheet of pre-release Clefairy cards were printed out with about 8 to 10 Raichu cards also printed on that card sheet. The exact number of Raichus varies depending on who you ask around the community. So, according to this legend, the Clefairies were meant to be pre-release cards. The Raichu cards, however, were not. These cards are said to be exactly the same as normal Raichu cards, or, the original Raichu cards, but erroneously received a pre-release stamp on them. See, the Clefairies were the only ones meant to get this pre-release stamp, and due to an incorrect assumption, the Raichu cards got them too. Due to this mistake, and also according to this legend, employees of Wizards of the Coast, who used to hold the rights to producing Pokemon cards in America, split up the cards amongst themselves and took them home. Aside from 2 supposed sightings online, these cards have never been seen by the public eye since that fateful day, assuming this story is true. Though if the legends are true, then that would mean that pre-release Raichu is among the rarest and most sought-after Pokemon cards in existence. This thing could actually surpass Illustrator Pikachu or any of the other cards that have sold for ridiculous amounts of money to date. From here, Wizards of the Coast was insistent on claiming that these cards didn't exist. Despite this, different people started coming out of the woodwork claiming to know someone who owned this card. Despite this, no proof of these claims had ever surfaced. Now enter Mike Boozer, a representative of Wizards of the Coast, and also enter Pokepop, an administrator for the webpage PokeGym. In the year 1999, Boozer had been rumored to have shown people his pre-release Raichu card while at a TCG tournament. After this, in 2006, he actually shared images of this card with Pokepop. The images are not very high quality, however. This information kick-started the search efforts and speculation yet again. Though any Wizards of the Coast employee who was asked about this card denied its existence with a passion. This could be due to fear of the word actually getting out and them not supposed to, have this card and, all that stuff. Though I will say that the one consistent element to this story is that any Wizards of the Coast employee that has been asked has constantly and consistently denied the existence of this card. Aside from Mike Boozer. Later on in 2009, Pokepop would announce that another user of PokeGym had acquired their own pre-release Raichu card from a different Wizards of the Coast employee. Photos of this card were uploaded to PokeGym on April Fool's Day. And see, because of the date of this post, a lot of people did not take it very seriously and still don't. This user was apparently known for doing pranks on April Fool's Day. And since that post, there have been no sightings of any pre-release Raichu cards. In 2013, however, another separate Pokegym user had made a post claiming that they believe the card was never real to begin with. This dude was so serial about his claim that he offered to pay $25,000 to whoever could present him with an authentic, graded pre-release Raichu. And back in 2013, $25,000 for a Pokémon card was a lot of money. Not very much nowadays, however. And to this day, almost 10 years later, nobody ever took him up on that offer. And I feel like this card, if real, would go for a lot more now if it actually, exists. Probably as much as Illustrator Pikachu, considering the lore and the notoriety of it. For now, however, the pre-release Raichu remains categorized as existence unconfirmed. Way back in the very early days of the Pokémon anime, these compilation recap type specials were set to air in Japan in order to celebrate a certain time of year. Some of these specials did air, while some never did. Among the confirmed seasonal specials are the Fall, Winter, and New Year's specials. Let's begin with the most vanilla and earliest among the three specials, that being Poketo Monster Aki no Special. This aired in the fall of 1997 on TV Tokyo. The air date was immediately before the premiere of the 28th episode, which is known in the US as Pokémon Fashion Flash, the Vulpix one. This special was officially listed as a clip show and was 90 minutes in length, that meaning it's a very long boy. What it basically did was summarize previous episodes, those being episodes 1 through 27, to get viewers up to speed on what went down thus far. Which, I can kinda do that in the length of a typical thesis statement. Here it is. Ash is bad at Pokemon. He breaks shit, but succeeds nonetheless due to his status as anime protagonist. Anyways, this fall special only aired once and featured a special title screen as well as voiceover unique to this special. There was also this really cool Mew animation that's unique to it. This is really cool because this depiction of Mew predates the first movie. Look how glowy he is, it's really cool. No genders for legendaries, but look how cool this is. Now, there are some conflicting reports between certain wikis that I researched this whole thing on, though I think I did get to the bottom of what actually happened as far as a home VHS release. So it appears that this special did receive a home video release. The one caveat with this is that the VHS was made with the sole purpose of being distributed as a rental and not to be purchased on its own. This was actually very common in Japan in the 80s and 90s. And because of the rental-only nature of these VHS tapes, they are especially rare. Another case of this is the 1986 Super Mario anime. Check out this video if you want to hear more on that. See, the only home video release was as a rental, and this rental was part of a series called Masada Town Recap, which Masada Town is Palatown if you didn't know, and the special continued to be lost for 20 full years, though luckily someone recorded the original broadcast. As far as the VHS releases, it's likely a lot of them were simply destroyed because they couldn't be resold and kept by people at home for, a long duration or forever. But yeah, this special was not found until fall of 2017 by a user named Kuromotti, who is a member of Pokémon Peru. Initially, this special was uploaded to their Facebook group, and as of 2022, it can be downloaded in full through a different link. Not gonna lie, this one was pretty fun to watch due to all the original ad breaks being included. And now, we arrive at the second stop of this recap special tour, that being the infamous and unreleased New Year's special. The first 1997 one, not to be confused with the 1999 New Year's special, that's a whole other thing. This unaired special, titled in Japanese as Omi Sokara yo, Pokémon Stan Koru, was meant to premiere on December 31st of 1997. Why is it notorious? Infamous even? Tragic? Well, it's because it was cancelled due to the airing of the Electric Soldier Porygon incident, which had occurred only weeks prior on December 16th of 1997. And, I know this is something I've mentioned before in previous videos, and I'm sure this is a story pretty much every single Pokemon fan and their mother's dog is familiar with, but I'll go ahead and explain it briefly just in case. Electric Soldier Porygon is the 38th episode of the Pokémon anime. It was first broadcast in Japan on December 16th of 1997. The episode is infamous for resulting in over 700 Japanese people ranging from 3 to 58 years old suffering from adverse health effects, including epileptic seizures, vomiting, irritated eyes, and other related symptoms, due to use of a flashing strobe effect upon its first and only airing. Because of that, this episode was never commercially released or rebroadcast anywhere in the world, and the show went on hiatus for 4 months. As stated by that Bulbapedia quote, following this incident, the anime took a hiatus and the air dates of following episodes were pushed back. Because of this, the episodes being recapped on New Year's would not have aired just yet due to the hiatus. The anime did return, however, 4 months later on April 16th of 1998. Complete with a live-action segment explaining the incident and apologizing for the incident itself. This is pretty interesting to watch, kind of historic, and just generally fascinating. If you've ever seen screens before anime saying to stay away from the screen and not turn off lights while watching anime, this is solely due to the Porygon incident. This spurred this phenomenon and this warning to have kids, not have seizures again. Next is the 1998 Winter Special. Basically, this is the same exact deal as the Fall and New Year special and was thought to have been a clip show that recapped all the episodes up to the Jinx one, or episode 28 up to the Jinx one. It's really unconfirmed and we don't know which one it is because this episode never aired and is completely lost. It's literally a lost pirate ship. How the hell do you lose a pirate ship? I'm kidding. Actually, what's missing is the footage of the show that took place on said pirate ship. The Pokémon Pirate Show took place in Sydney, Australia in the year 2000. It is unknown how many shows took place and what this show actually involved, though this is something that people would just assume doesn't exist or was made up if it wasn't documented in 2 separate articles in Spanish and Italian magazines. There are photos in these articles, and they showcase the ship, location, and Pikachu and Charmander suits. There's also these really rad Pikachu pirate sails made for this literal, real-life pirate ship. How cool is that? It's really unknown how involved Nintendo as a company was in this event. It's through comments on a Reddit post that some people recalled actually being at the show, however, and actually shared some details from their experience with it. One of the biggest details shared was that the show took place in Darling Harbor in Olympic Bay, right outside Sega World, which was a really weird Sonic theme park. That's a whole other thing. This other really awesome comment was able to dig up a little more information about the show itself, even finding an article from IGN stating that the event was to promote the Pokémon 2000 World Championship. This comment also states that the show was also reported to feature Team Rocket rather than any actual protagonists. Here's a quote that translates that Spanish article. The Spanish photo says, Pokemon battle in the middle of Sydney Bay. As you hear and how you can see, Nintendo put on a good show in the middle of the Olympic Bay to welcome Pokemon fans. So big was it organized that there was even a cannon battle between Team Rocket and the group of Pokemon that had to prevent the bad guys from stealing the champion's trophy. The Pokémon won, of course, and the hundreds of thousands of people who had gathered there were left with an unbeatable taste. This was just the preamble to Pokémon Park. Imagine what happened next. Also, while on this topic, I did look in the Poké Park a little bit more as it's mentioned in this article, and I did find a pamphlet for it, and it was an event that took place not immediately, but shortly following this whole pirate ship tournament event thing. And to my knowledge, the pirate ship show and the tournament were the precursors to this ultimate bigger event. I believe, though, I'm not from Australia and I wasn't there, so, you know. In my opinion, there seems to be a pretty common trend with Nintendo events of this era. That being that they have barely any documentation or press coverage. Events like this and Slamfest took a lot of money and effort to actually make them happen. The fact that these big events are so difficult to simply find info on is enthralling to say the least. The void of documentation is perplexing to me. Any and all footage of the show itself remains lost. Okay, so I kinda made a mistake last video and I do need to correct it because it's kind of a big detail and I need to correct it. So in the Lost Pokemon Movie 3 script, the one with the dinosaurs and all that, I said that somebody named Sue purchased a script for 8 million yen, I believe was the amount. That is an obscene amount for a script. And yeah, it didn't dawn on me until later how, like, not real that sounds. And I should have gone in and read the original blog posts that were citing this information because there is some confusion and it was passed over through other posts, like Dogashu's Backpack mentioned it, as well as wiki articles and such. And basically, the original, what are those things called? Blog post, that's it, from the director of the anime at that point in time, says that there was something named Sue that sold for about 8 million yen. It's not really specific. He doesn't go into it a whole lot. He just said it was some kind of obscene amount, like 8 million yen. And what he's referring to isn't a person named Sue or the script being sold. He's mentioning a literal T-Rex skeleton that was sold for a high amount of money, named Sue. So that's literally it. There was no person who bought the script. All the information available on this script is literally on those blog posts, which are archived and still available online. And that's really it. I should have checked further into this. I should have read those original blog posts more. I believe the second or third one has this information about Sue. Yeah, that's basically it. So I apologize. There was no script that was bought. It just is a translation error from passing it over between different sources. Anyways, yeah, that's it. And that brings us to the end of this video. I know it has been a really, really long time since I made a Lost Media video. Not too long, but long to me, because I'm always thinking of new videos to make and such, and to me it's a long time, so I don't know. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do plan to do more Lost Media videos in the future. I've just been kind of juggling Japanese internet mysteries and music mysteries and such on top of other Lost Media things I think are cool. So I inhaled my apple I was eating. Ow. should probably stop eating stuff while I record, but yeah, that is about it. Like, comment, subscribe if you want. More videos to come soon. I have a lot planned. And yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.